Are your day-to-day emotions all over the place at the moment? Do you feel from day to day that you appear to have little or no control about your emotions? Would you like to know how to build your tolerance and raise your levels of resilience? Well, you can. I would love to share with you a really simple and easy to use technique that can help you manage those emotions and raise your resilience. My name is Frances Lamb. I am a New Zealand-based Havening Techniques trainer. I help people let go of stress and worry and anxiety and even trauma through the use of these techniques. Havening means a safe space, and I help people find that safe space within themselves. Havening techniques come from the field of neuroscience, and they're all about helping the brain respond differently. Before we go on to introduce you to our first practitioner and go through the first activity, I just want to take a moment to explain what the Havening techniques are. As I mentioned earlier, they're a psychosensory technique. So that means they use one of our senses, in this case it is touch. They use touch to affect change by altering the brainwave and the chemistry that's within our minds and our bodies. In particular, what's been found in research that certain touch can affect what's called a delta wave. Now, a delta wave is a brain frequency. It's a very low brain frequency. And this brainwave activity is normally found in what we call stage 3 non-REM sleep. It is the part of sleep that we go to when we feel really safe. It is the part of sleep that we restore our minds and our body, that we replenish ourselves. And what we can do through the Havening technique is we can consciously activate that delta wave while we're awake, which means that we can send this message of safety through our bodies in real time. So now we know that touch can alter our electrochemical makeup. What are those touches? Here's Welkin. She's going to take you through them.
Hi, I'm Caryn Welkin, and I'm going to show you the 3 basic Havening touches. Today I'm doing it with bare arms because this is the way you can get the most effect. You can do it with clothes on, but the more skin contact you have, the better it is. So this is one of the Havening movements. It's from the top of the shoulder, down to the elbow, lift off, come back to the top. Top of the shoulder, down to the elbow, lift off and come back. Now some of you will be able to do 2 arms at once. Some of you may only want to do 1 arm. And then maybe swap to the other. The thing with the Havening touches is there are 3. We're going to focus on 2 during this COVID-19 outbreak. There are 3 so that you can just keep yourself comfortable and keep Havening throughout your process. This is the second one, palm to palm. So you see I'm stroking right across the palm. Speed is whatever you choose. I've worked with some people who like to go like this and some people who go. It's what feels best for you. There's no order, it's just that these are the most effective stroking areas you can use. And the third one, which ironically I'm going to touch on now, or rather not touch on, is the face. And that's why we're not doing this one during the COVID-19 period. But you can imagine it. So I'm not going to touch my face, but I'm coming down the outside. I'm not touching at all. And if you're a little bit sensitive to energy or just, enjoy those hands-off kind of therapies, that's just as nice. And they do say that if you can't do any of this, because you have some physical reason you can't do it, you can imagine it. And again, just work your way through the ones that you most like or you most want to do.
So now we're familiar with the Havening touches. Let's look at how we can use them to build resilience. Here's Britta Christiansen. She's going to take you through an activity to connect to those internal resources.
Kia ora. There are lots of ways we can use self-havening, and one of my favourite ways is to start my day, particularly my working day. So I would choose a word that I want to feel either before I set up a meeting with a client or just during the course of the day. And I very simply start havening. So my favourite one is to take my hands at opposite shoulders and just haven down to my elbows. And you can experiment with the pace and with the pressure to what suits you. And we just simply start by saying what word it is that we wanted to be focusing on. So it might be creative, or present. Right now with COVID-19, I'm suggesting for a lot of us that we say calm, safe, I am safe, I am well. And we decide just to really feel what that word is. Where do you feel it in your body? What does it sound like to you? Really, really tap in to what that word means. And keep havening. And I do it for about a minute a day. Sometimes I'll do it a bit longer if I feel I need to be more focused. I do it before I start a client call. Sometimes I'll do it when I first get up in the morning. If I find myself getting a little bit frazzled in the course of the day, I'd take a couple of minutes out just to self-haven and choose a word or a phrase and really just play with it. It's a lovely way to get yourself into the right zone for whatever it is that you want to be doing. So experiment, find words or phrases that work for you and just quietly haven for a minute or two and see where it takes you and enjoy the process. I am safe. I am focused. I am well.
Thanks, Britta. So that's an activity to show us how to connect to positive, resourceful states. Sometimes, though, of course, we can have unhelpful emotional states. We can feel stressed or worried or uncertain, especially at the moment. So Michelle Dalley is going to take you through a technique now, and she's going to show you how to use havening to move through those unwanted feelings that you might be experiencing at this time.
Kia ora, and thank you, Francis. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to connect with those feelings of stress or worry that you've been having, and if it is relevant and helps you to connect with those feelings, to think of the situation that might be leading you to those feelings, then I'm going to ask you to start doing the havening touches that have been described to you. And while you're doing the touches, I'm going to take you through a guided visualization. All right, so I'm just going to get you to bring to mind now those feelings of stress or worry that you've been experiencing. And if it does help, bring to mind the situation if that's relevant. And as you allow yourself to connect with these feelings now, just notice where you feel them in your body. That's right. And now as you feel these feelings, I'm just going to get you to start doing the havening touches. I'm going to be working with the arms and the hands, and you can do these touches in any of the ways that feel right for you, whether it's just the hands or just the arms, going from the shoulders down to the elbows, or a combination of both of those. And now I want you to bring to mind a particular place, a place for you that when you go there, you feel safe, you feel relaxed and you feel calm. Maybe you even feel nourished. It could be a place in nature, like going to the beach or being out in the bush, or maybe even your backyard, sitting in the sun. It might even be a place inside, like your lounge or your bedroom. Just bring to mind this place now, this place that you know you can relax and feel calm and at ease. And as you bring this place to mind, just notice the things that you can see around you, the things that let you know that you're in this place. If you're out in nature, it might be the trees, it might be flowers, it could be the water that you're seeing, gently moving. If it's in the room, you can notice the things that are there with you. Just allow yourself to see all of the things that are around you, reminding you of this beautiful place, this beautiful, relaxing, calming place. And now imagine the sounds that are there with you. Maybe it's even the sound of silence. And as you notice the things around you and as you hear these sounds, just notice the feeling of calm and relaxation inside of you that's here when you're in this place. And you might even say to yourself, calm, relaxed, at ease. And just continue to imagine being in this place, maybe even saying that little chant to yourself, calm, relaxed, at ease, until you notice those old feelings of stress or worry just melting away and disappearing now.
Sometimes when we experience unhelpful thinking patterns, what it can do is it can sort of shut down the gates to our brilliance. Tony Burgess, he's based in the UK and he's the head of trainer training for Havening globally. Tony discovered with his clients that when he asked them to go into what if questions, that it really opened those gates. It really opened those gates to that person's inner resources and potential and brilliance. In Havening, we call this affirmation. We're asking what if questions. So here's Patricia Greenhough. She's going to talk to you a little bit about affirmations and take you through some affirmation work to show you how you can use this for yourself to open those gates to your brilliance.
So welcome to Affirmations. I'm delighted to share with you my love of Havening affirmations. Affirmations are easy to do, they're deeply transformational, they're time efficient, and they align us with our dreams and our ideals. So affirmations are positive statements that we put a what if in front of. So any ideal or dream that you want to achieve, if you make a sentence and put a what if in front of it, you've created an affirmation. So let me give you an example. If someone had a job interview, they could create an affirmation that went, what if I am fully prepared for my job interview? And that means that we have to mentally rehearse being fully prepared for the job interview in order to make sense of the question. Now, of course, with Havening, we have this extra resource that creates serotonin, oxytocin, and GABA that creates an environment for the rehearsal that clears up anything in opposition to it and makes it easier for us to achieve our dreams and ideals. So with this affirmation, what if I'm fully prepared for my job interview? By saying that, asking that question, and then continuing to Haven, doing the Havening touch, creating that serotonin, oxytocin, and GABA, the delta brainwave patterns as you process that deep inside. And you just stay with whatever emerges into you until it settles. I call this riding the wave. So the wave of whatever sensations, or some people get internal dialogue or have memories, whatever emerges, you just continue to Haven until that whatever emerged settles completely. And then you ask it again. What if I'm fully prepared for my job interview? And you ride the wave until it settles. And then you ask it again. What if I'm fully prepared for my job interview? And you ride the wave. Now, you may choose to do your arms or your hands or whatever way you like to do the Havening touch for this affirmation. And I suggest to people that they do 3 times, morning and night, you can do as many as you like, and one will make a difference. So you could be walking down the hall and say to yourself, what if I have a great day at work today? And that will begin to create change. So the process of designing an affirmation is really very personal. So we craft them for the individual. And I crafted a few that I thought might be interesting for you just for an example today. And so what if I only eat food that improves my health and well-being is one that you could do around the food that you eat. What if I exercise in ways that improve my health, strength, flexibility, wisdom, and happiness? Now, why on earth would anyone put all of that together in an affirmation? Well, lots of people exercise in ways that I don't think would improve any of them when I see them out on the road running or whatever. So if you get really clear about the finer distinctions of what it is that you want to create in your life, then you get this ability to design an affirmation that is uniquely yours. Add to it that serotonin, oxytocin and GABA, taking the time for yourself to do something that's transformational, and you've got this quick, easy way of addressing your goals, your dreams, your desires, and cleaning up what's in the way of them. I always think if you can think of it, you can do an affirmation about it. And you know an affirmation is done when you get no response except perhaps a sense of contentment or a yes, that's right, or some kind of knowing inside that there's no longer any charge for you around that particular dream or ideal that you have. And then you know that you've flushed out whatever you needed to flush out through the process of havening and affirmations. So you can do affirmations around your relationships, your finances, your spirituality, anything that you would like to improve the quality of your life. I always think if you can think of it, you can craft an affirmation around it. So the process of mentally rehearsing in order to make sense of it is what the deep level of the unconscious mind does in order to make sense of your affirmation. And this deep rehearsal is what gives us the opportunity to refine our affirmations. So sometimes you'll create an affirmation and use it a few times and it works perfectly for you. And then you find there's just a kind of a quality that's missing or a word that isn't quite right, and you go back to that affirmation and recraft it so that it becomes really current and specific to your ideals and goals. So affirmations are fast, they're efficient, they're personally crafted to your wants and needs and your unique dreams and goals. I love affirmations and I trust you will too. Enjoy.
So we have now explored how to move through unwanted emotions, and we've also looked at how we can tap into our brilliance and our potential and all those yummy positive states that we want. And we can use havening to place those states into the future so that we can stay connected to them always. Here's Caryn Radburn, and she's going to explain to you how to do that.
So if you get comfortable in a comfortable seat that has your back supported and your arms free and your head free, and we're going to start with the havening technique. You can haven your hands, your arms, or your face, whatever feels most comfortable for you at this moment. And I'd like you to take some deep breaths to make you present and make you here in the now. And I'd like you to close your eyes, and I'd like you to imagine yourself in the future. I'd like you to imagine yourself after Christmas in your future. And looking at yourself out there, I'd like you to see yourself as healthy, resourceful, resilient and vitalised. And as you see yourself out there in this person, I'd like you to imagine floating up from yourself in the chair and floating through time and into your future self and that future out there, and dropping down into your future self. I'd like you to notice what you see and what you feel and what you hear in your resourceful, resilient, vitalised, balanced you in the future. And fully taking on all of those senses, qualities, feelings and knowings that you have out there. And now I'd like you to turn around and face back to your now. And I want you to imagine walking back through time and taking in all of the learnings and choices that you made along the way that made you that balanced, resilient, resourceful person that you are in your future self. Taking in all the choices you made around good health, around vitalisation, around qualities that you chose to take on and resources that you chose to do fully and completely for your highest self and the highest good of all. And as you get back to the now, hopping back into your place now, I'd like you to imagine turning around and facing out to your future again. And just notice all those skills and qualities and resources and healthy options and balance that you created in that future, fully and completely for your highest good and the highest good of all. And now just relaxing your arms onto your lap, taking a deep breath in and out, and another deep breath in and out, and another deep breath in and out, and just being aware of the present, and just slowly opening your eyes in your own pace and fully noticing how you are now. Feel what you feel, hear what you hear, see what you see, and enjoy that wonderful sensation of how you can choose to be and you can start being as of now. I hope you enjoy this process. Have a fantastic rest of the day.
Now, as we've mentioned before and throughout this video, Havening is a great technique for helping us build resilience. It really does help us alter that electrical chemical landscape of the brain. And one thing we know about people with resilience is they have hope. They have hope. And so here's Frances Young. Frances is going to take you through a lovely activity to help you connect to hope.
Hello again, I'm Frances Young, and I'm just going to demonstrate very briefly how to use the neurosensory techniques to put a little bit of optimism and perspective of focus of positive things coming out of what you might be hopeful for the day. Setting an intention, you might start to use the hand, shoulders to wrist stroking, the arm or the hand stroking to start with, or you might just prefer to do the face stroking. But I'm going to start repeating the word hopeful, hopeful, hopeful. And then just add in anything you like. Well, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that things are genuinely going to turn out okay. And I'm hopeful that things will be good for my family as well. I hope things will start to feel a lot better. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the beautiful weather. I'm grateful for my home and the security of the friendships I have in my life. I'm very thankful and hopeful that I'm going to really make a good outcome happen today. My work is going to go well today. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful and hopeful. I hope you find this little technique something you might feel you'd like to experiment with. Good luck with that, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. On behalf of myself and all the other Havening practitioners who've come together to share their time to create this video, I would invite and encourage you to use the parts of the video that really resonate with you. Please feel free to go through the video as if you're doing like a little mini session, or perhaps just dip into the little bits that really you feel called to do. If you're keen to learn more about Havening, all the details of the practitioners at the end of this video, also please check out the actual Havening website, www.havening.org, or if you're in New Zealand, check out www.havening.co.nz. I'd like to wrap up by just making a few acknowledgements. I'd like to acknowledge firstly the founders and creators of the Havening techniques, Dr. Ron Rudin and Dr. Steve Rudin. Thank you for all your work and your commitment and your dedication to Havening techniques and for sharing it with us and allowing us to share that with other people. Thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge the Havening practitioners on this video who are from all over New Zealand, who have all come together, shared their time and shared their expertise to collaborate on this video. Thank you. And finally, a thank you to all the Havening students and Havening practitioners and the Havening trainers who are out there in New Zealand and across the globe actually spreading this technique. Mā te wā, kia kaha. See you soon and stay strong.